our new workout. This is our Sunrise Superfit workout, or our workout for this week. We've got 2 different types of sets. One set will progressively become a more high intensity interval work, while the second set will be more stabilizing and control work. So do the first set first, alternating right into the second set. And as we progress this week, we'll change and challenge the movements. So the first round of the first set will be simple movements like 1, the mountain climber. Can be done in multiple ways. As a modification, you'll have a chair, get into a plank position, and alternately draw right knee to left. I want these movements to be relatively slow to begin with this week so that you can really find the control of the movement. Then you can skip from right foot to left foot a little bit faster. And of course, you can do the whole movement on the ground from plank, holding knee again into the chest, and then move the movement a little bit faster. Notice I'm not pushing back into my heels because I don't want the work in my Achilles tendon. I want to be driving my knees into my chest, using my glutes to stabilize me, not my ankles to reflexively have to control me. The second movement is the kick through. This one is quite challenging for a lot of people because there's a lot of rotation involved in it. So make it easier on yourself at first. And of course, you can use a chair to begin with. So you're here and you're just going to have your hands start at the top of the chair and then rotate and kick through, and down and rotate and kick through. You can do this without taking your hand off the chair if you need to. Or you can get lower, even making this more challenging than even probably the seated kick through. On the ground, again, you'll start in an all fours position, you'll lift the knees up, and you'll modify by dropping your hip right to the ground with no kick through. Then, as you increase the movement, you can drop the hip and then kick through, or stay elevated the whole time, or even as you kick through, rotate, reach up, sink, and make the movement even just a little bit more challenging. The next one is the shoulder saw, and if you have some tools like slides or paper plates for that matter at your own home, or if you're on wood floor, you can use a towel underneath your feet. So there's a lot of variations for shoulder saw. As well, if you have a roller, whether it be a melt roller, which is a little bit more bendy and cushy, or one of the more firm rollers that we would traditionally, or you might have traditionally rolled with, then you can use that as well. So the shoulder saw, again, you can start as a modification with your arms on a chair and just shift forward and back, maintaining a nice neutral position, not letting your head drop through and not letting your hips sink. The second one would be on the ground, same idea. Forearms are on the ground. Externally rotate the thumbs to really challenge the shoulders. Shoulder saw there. And then with the weight on or the slides on your feet. Again, forearms are down, feet are out, and your shoulder sawing here. The work here is about how far behind can you get. You'll notice the weight coming into your lower back, but you can modify that or control that by really contracting the core, really contracting those glutes. As well, same concept with a roller, easier with your shoes off, but place your ankles fully over the roller, forearms come down, and again, you shoulder saw. Again, working on not letting the head drop, because the head drops, the hips or the lower back will drop. Shifting back, shifting forward. And then the last one on the first set is the plank jump. So you're in your plank position. Again, if you're using the chair and you're just jumping in. Now it's not a full jump because as we get faster, it'll move quicker as well. You want to maintain a plank from your head to your hips and just your knees jump in. On the ground, it looks like this. Hands on the ground, legs extended out, Or you could walk it in and walk it back, in and back out. The key will be here is not jamming your toes into the ground. So I would recommend, just for your sake, at first, learning how to do it, maybe even with a pair of shoes on, and then learn how to use your toes and your feet, and then that will help you. All right, so that's the end of set 1. Set 2 is a little bit more isolation work, stability work. You'll start with an around the world. Yep, I know our traditional around the world is that kettlebell around the world. This is a little different. So the around the world here is a standing move. Again, if you need a chair, you could have a chair for this. You're gonna stand, hands are on one hip or on your hips, standing on one leg. The key is to not collapse or lose control. So you do want to have a chair if you need one. You're going to reach your foot, squat, and reach your foot out as far forward as you can, tap the ground. Then as far out to the side, tap the ground. Then as far back behind you as you can, tap the ground with your toe, and then bring your leg in, ideally without putting your foot on the ground. Of course, in each position, you can squat first, tap the ground, bring your foot in. Tap the ground to your side, bring your foot in, tap the ground behind, bring your foot in. So you have ways to make and modify this to make this more doable. Don't work to failure on this. Try to work the numbers. So if on these rounds, which are going to be 5, if 3 is your best, I would stick with doing 3 at first and work your way up to doing 5 so you're not overworking or overloading the nervous system. So the same thing would go on both sides. You squat, drop that foot, then swing that leg out to the side, then swing the leg back, and then bring the leg forward. All ideally without touching the foot to the ground or pausing in the center. So that's the around the world standing. The next one is going to be a simple curtsy squat to lunge. So it'll maintain one leg side for the full 5 repetitions. You'll do a curtsy squat, drop in as low as you can, come back, and then you'll do a side lunge out. So if you want to pause, that's a good modification, a good stability creation. So again, it's curtsy squat, tap, and side. Or a little bit more intensity, keep that leg up and side. And then swing the leg around, woo, more core stability and around. Okay, and we'll do this on both sides. Curtsy squat, and then side lunge. Make sure on the side lunge, the torso stays tall. If you want to check that, you can always take the prisoner position with this curtsy squat and then side. So as soon as you see your face looking towards the ground, you know your posture's not in the right spot. The next one is the kneeling to stand. So you want to start in a tall kneeling. So tall kneeling is 2 knees on the ground. Half kneeling, of course, is 1 knee on the ground. So you're going to do kneel to stand. Ideally, one leg will track forward, straight up through. Push with your big toe and your front foot to stand up. Then with the same leg you step forward with, step back and step back. Now the goal on this is to track the leg straight forward. So you want to go slow enough so you're not swinging the leg around you. Step up, with the same leg, step back, and then step back. Again, to get that foot underneath you may take a little bit of work. Go slow. This set is designed to go slow. All right, then around the world kneeling, you're down there. Ideally also have something underneath your knees on this if you can, because this won't be fun on a hardwood floor. So around the world kneeling, same idea. You can use a chair, and we're going to do one side. We may not be able to do with the chair in the way, both sides just the same. But bring the foot forward, out in front, take the foot around behind you, and then bring the knee up underneath you again. Okay, so you can see as I go around, I kind of lose my position a little bit, but I want to regain it as I come back to center. Doing the other side. You're going to slide the back leg forward slowly. Get as far forward as you can, out in front. Whoa, circle the leg around and come back. So the further the leg gets away from you, the more stability, the more control you have. So again, you're gonna stabilize on one foot. Now if you curl your toe, you have more work and stability in your glute. So I'm gonna turn to one side. You can see this work here. Tighten up the standing glute a little bit. Bring that leg forward as far forward as you can, and then circle the leg around. So you can see that it takes a lot of control. So it's kind of cool, and I'm glad that I don't have this personally perfected yet, so that you can see that it's not just, oh, let's just swing through this, but it's the control. And if you need to use a chair as much as you need to, or want to for that matter. Bring that leg up, circle that leg around so you can see my control. It's my left glute and my right inner thigh that's not as stable on this side. My other side is a little bit more stable. So those are your 2 sets. Today or the first day, you're just gonna alternate between sets, and there's gonna be no timing. So don't worry about setting that timer. As we progress through the week, so Wednesday, we'll add a timer to set 1, and then we'll add a timer and combine set 1 and set 2 a little bit differently. I hope you like this workout. I loved putting it together. It's a challenging workout because it challenges your mind because you have to move a little slower. Work your breathing and know that it's okay to do less than more. Have a great day. Let's stay strong and able, bent on fitness. And if you have any questions, comments, you can either question me in the comments below, text me, email me, send me a note, and I'd love to chit chat with you. Have a great day. One.